All right.
Hello, 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 and welcome to the last arc. I am Straw Hat Lucas. Today we are joined by my man Fritz the Ditz, Din Din Cushy, and Cube of the Red Sea. We're going to be talking with Fritz about his One Piece journey so far. So, with that, if anybody wants to introduce themselves, I'm pretty sure most people know us by now.
Yo, it's Denden Cushy, all the way from UK land. Always a pleasure to be here with these beautiful peeps and everyone else. And yeah, time to talk some One Piece and chill the chuff out.
Cube is the everyone else in that sentence. I'm kidding. I love you, Cube. You're beautiful.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, everyone. Cube of the Red Sea.
Have we got music on the go first?
Absolutely. And yes,
Cube of the Red Sea. Happy to be here.
Yeah.
And like Straw Hat Lucas said, I am Fritz the Ditz. I am glad to be here. We've got several things to talk about besides where I'm lost at in the middle of nowhere, but very happy to come together on this good day like this.
Come together right now on my teeth.
Yeah, over me. Yeah, that's it.
Wait, what did I say?
It's a good start.
And it's been taken down. Thanks, Lucas.
Okie dokie. So what are we up to? What are we here to do?
How's everyone doing today?
Well, yeah, I'm doing gravy. It's beautifully rainy, and yeah, I'm ready and keen to talk about islands, the lands with eyes, no land, and other things with land in.
Are we still here? Cube?
We are still here. Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
I think Coop might be his signal.
I didn't see. I didn't see. I was muted. That's why. Yeah.
It's a classic.
That'll do it.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, yeah, no, I'm excited to talk, it's about the islands, especially now that Fritz is just.
Yeah, and Frida can't make it because she's not around today, but she says hello to everyone, and yeah, she's still dunking on people with her theories.
She's still drunk from that massive crew member party last night, where we all got on the cam and played strip poker.
Got on the wrong boat. Yeah.
Shout out to Cody and Josh in the chat. First one's here hanging out, saying what's up.
What do you do?
Oh, yo.
Appreciate it, guys. But yeah, because I think there's lots of talk about One Piece, and I think Fritz, now that he's around Dressrosa and the anime, we could start talking about what he thinks about certain islands in the world of One Piece, and our
completely, and talk about a little bit of geography. And like Fritz said just before we started, that we don't actually see all of them. So
exactly.
But it's cool. Yeah, let's go through what Fritz has seen so far and see which one.
So I'm gonna pan. I've got a button. I'm gonna pan to this map that was so graciously provided by Cube here. If he wants to shout out where or who he got it from.
Google.
Shout out to The Last Centauri. He has his own server. Got to check it out. Same name, The Last Centauri, and he basically we were talking about One Piece one day and just about the world of One Piece, and we were going through some maps, and this was like. It's like there's no official One Piece map that Oda has provided us, but it seems to be the most accurate and the most detailed with the shapes and stuff like that and the naming. Obviously, some position from map to map change, but that's just Oda has never made an official one for us too.
This is a good one.
Yeah, it seems
if you can see the screen right now, it's well placed. The islands are in various shapes that you would recognize for what they were. I think it's great.
Yeah, and like it, and just look at them first. Like I told you, if you go, especially the one in New World, but there's some of them are just suspect in shape. They don't look like natural. You know what I mean? There's something about them, it's just weird.
Punk Hazard has been turned into a Pokeball.
Yes.
I mean, that's definitely the first thing I thought when I saw it.
Let me just go on.
Pokemon.
Oh yeah, Josh is in.
Josh. Okay, yeah.
Just lurking away.
Oh no.
So yeah,
And you know what? I will tell people if Fritz, I already showed it to you, and it's I think Deden's one of Deden's favorite islands. Long Land. Look at the island. That is just so sus. Look at it. It's literally Ace's necklace.
It's a gear. Gear piece is
yeah.
real.
Go on, Lucas. Spit your business.
Spit. No, the whole point is to start talking.
So I was reading over the Gold Roger leaks the other day with Din, and he mentioned that Long Land was a gear, and then it just fucking clicked for me. It was like, oh my god, because everyone thinks it's a crown, which it is crown shaped, yes, but like once he said, like, because he's never mentioned it being a gear before, but once he said that, I was like, oh my god, that makes so much sense. And then with Luffy, all of his power ups are gears. It's gear 2nd, gear 3rd, gear 4th, gear 5th, and I really think that Luffy will be the one to turn the gear at Long Land and lower the sea levels. I think that's how they'll get the Lion Tail.
Do you think that'd be Gear 6?
Yeah, technically, I guess.
Yo.
He just turns into an actual gear and fits completely on the island as it spins.
I mean, it's definitely strange because we've seen like when Kaido hit him with the he hit him with a thunder bagger in the back of the head, and like it made his face go like almost into a cog shape. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So we know that it's like he's super malleable and stuff like that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
my
No,
It is possible. It is possible,
agrees.
especially with Luffy's fruit. What we know now.
Yeah, it's interesting. That one's interesting. It's got like a ton of like extra connections to it as an island. Obviously, you see people stretch. Tonji recognized Luffy, which indicates probably he was Joy Boy or something like that. And we know that like when the tides change, that it changes the shape of the island as well, and which is like super thematic to the story. So it's a super important island.
I realized without I don't know how it would fit into the gear mechanism, but something I realized is that all of the points of Long Land is like you could put one Straw Hat member on every single point and it would work out. And if, say Vivi joined the crew again, it would work out so that all of them would be on the islands and Luffy would
with
be
one
in
in the center.
The tournament.
Are you telling me that they're gonna Full Metal Alchemist Luffy into being Gear 6?
Yes.
They're all gonna be altars of sacrifice.
Oh my god, guys. Do you remember back on Thriller Bark when they did pirate docking? That's what's gonna happen. That's what Gear 6 is. It's all of the Straw Hats docking together through Luffy and creating a battle.
They're gonna do
careful throwing around that term.
Yeah, no shit. They're gonna Dragon Ball Super and make the ultimate super god, right? So
they're gonna combine.
Yeah.
Fusion.
We need 6 Saiyans to touch Luffy while they power up.
They're gonna touch him, all right.
Where?
It'll be like Amazon Lily all over again.
They pulled on my man's Schmeat like it was a Beyblade.
Yeah, but
now a word from our sponsor.
Beyblade.
Cube of the Red Beyblade in stores everywhere.
But no, yeah, honestly, I don't know for you, Fritz. Like, what is sometimes your reaction on don't you have like certain islands where your first reaction was like, my God, it's either it's weird or either it's very beautiful. Like, are there just some islands that just come out of your mind?
Well, there's a few of them that kind of like definitely have more going on than what they should be. Like Water 7's huge, right? And mainly the parts that are inhabited that you can see is actually a very small size. So like when you see Eni's lobby is about the size of what Water 7 is without everything that's underneath the water. And it's kind of like funny because on this map, the way it shows it, Water 7 is huge compared to Eni's lobby.
Mm-hmm.
But by the time they're in Eni's lobby, they are like literally struggling episodes to get into the center of there, so they can actually get into the main parts of the fight, get past the gates. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And then when they're in Water 7, it's just like an episode or two. They're flying all over the place. Either they make it to one side or make it to the other, but there's no effort to getting to there. So like the sizes don't really depict well. Even if this was like the most accurate it could be, like the timing and the spacing, I think those two compare good to each other, because one leads into the other, right?
Yeah, exactly. They're connected, and obviously, I think there was something between them, because we know there's a train, but I don't think they just thought of connected Water 7 to Isla Base. Like one of the only islands in this world where we know there's a train connection. So
what was the island that Frankie went to buy his the wood? Because it's one of them here.
No. So basically, I know it was I'm not sure. So if someone in the chat has the official thing, but from what I remember is he bought it on the black market, the Adam wood, and it's from a place called Warland, which people are suspecting is Elbaf, which talks about a group of warriors.
He traveled on a train.
The wood comes from Warland. The black market is on another island.
Okay.
Okay. I don't remember the island.
So where's the black market? That's the question then.
Yeah. I really don't know. I read that part. If someone has it, it would be. I'll look in the chat now. Someone.
I'd say we need a code in our stream.
Are there any islands? Oh wait, Fritz is off. I was gonna ask.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. Are there any islands you wish they spent more time on?
Say that again.
I said, is there any islands you wish they spent more time on than they did?
Honestly, this is gonna be rough because I have a very negative view on some. But sorry. more islands they should spend more time on. I don't feel like they should have been in such a hurry to leave Skypiea, because like there was so many layers to it. There were so many places they probably could have checked out. Yeah, they got to the meat of it. They got to find their secrets, and then they was ready to piece. Like they pieced so fast out of there. Like, yep, I'm done with this. I feel like I'm currently right at the end. Like I have 6 episodes left until I'm done with Punk Hazard. And I feel like they've been here for quite a long time, but at the same time, it's just that like how long they're spending there isn't really adding up in the matter of days. Like they've been there for about a day and a half.
Oh, wait till you you're about to dress Rosa, my guy.
Yeah, I know.
109 episodes, I think it is.
It's 118.
In the span, 118 episodes in the span of 6 hours.
God damn. See, that's what Punk Hazard's like, and like that's also the way like Thriller Bark is, and like you know how I feel about Thriller Bark, but like once they get to that first night and their shadows are taken, it's literally what, a 24-hour, so it's a 12-hour period of them in the night versus how many episodes? You know what I'm saying? Like come on.
Oh yeah. That's what I keep telling.
And it seems like they're there forever, a lot longer than 12 hours.
I keep trying to convince Fritz, guys, that he needs to just read Dressrosa and not watch it, and then go back and watch Zoe and Whole Cake and The Reverie.
Yeah.
I do feel like for a long arc, that's why I told Fritz, I do feel like for a very long arc in the anime, and there was an issue in the pacing if, back in the day, or even for those who are like going in one head, but I feel like compared to long arcs, it's like Wano, there's a lot, it's entertaining from the start. So it's like, so it's like I would see him like skip a part of the anime and read the manga, but there's some stuff where he has to see with the anime because it's just like even the flashback of Dressrosa.
Oh yeah, but that's something that bothered me during Dressrosa because I watched Dressrosa. I didn't read it.
Yeah.
And was how many times they showed, like, I've already warned Fritz about this actually, the Rebecca flashback. Like, I think they showed it 73 some odd fucking times during the whole, like, arc in the anime just to give padding. And that took me out of it a lot.
You guys, I'll be right back. I gotta go jumpstart this car.
Oh, you're good. But that said, when it comes to Dressrosa, it has some of the most, and now that he's off, I can say them, some of the most iconic moments. We've got God Usopp. You've got Frankie versus Senior Pink. You've got Luffy reuniting with Sabo. You know what I mean? Like, there's just so many iconic moments stacked on top of each other in Dressrosa that it's one of those arcs, like, you cannot skip it for sure, which you should never skip any One Piece arc. But it's one that you have to experience however is best for you, so those moments hit the best. If I had read Dressrosa first, I think I would have enjoyed it more than when I watched it first.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Like, that's why, and like I said, I'm just a anomaly because I did not feel, because it was my college time, and so I was so busy that I would only read and watch One Piece the 2 summers. So it's, for people it took 2 years, but for me I just had to go to 2 summers, and it was on my watch. So I do understand, like, but like the best example is, and back in the day when I was a teen, I was watching some friends the show One Tree Hill, and they used to do some shit that now bothers me after I did a couple rewatch. Is they will show a big dramatic scene, and then at the next scene they're gonna restart the same scene, so they're gonna gain some time on it. Dressrosa had a lot of that. A lot of that was just showing Rebecca appearing, and that's all.
You would get 8 minutes of the last episode, then you'd get like 4 minutes of the new episode, then it would go to the mid episode eye catchers, and then go into more new material. But then halfway through that new material, you'd get a Kairos flashback or something like that you'd already seen, and it's like, boy, what are you doing? Come on now. I'm just trying to watch Luffy punch Doflamingo through the floor. Which also,
I have this.
Oh, sorry. Go on, Hugh.
No, go. Oh yeah, no, I was gonna say
I was gonna tell chat that if you haven't followed me on TikTok, go over there and follow me. I am the treasurer of the We Hate Doflamingo fan club. So if you want to go hate on Doflamingo, join me on TikTok.
Damn.
I think I'm all good. I think I've fixed my internet issues, so let's go.
Are you good? You good, Din Din?
I believe so, apparently.
So what's your opinion on that? Should Fritz read or watch Dressrosa?
Both.
Well, you know what I'm gonna say. Like, I'm biased. I always think read, but also I would say read because you get to sort of just like you can move through at a quicker pace if you want to, particularly with somewhere like Dressrosa, where like if someone could tell you like this bit's a bit slow, this bit's a bit slow, whereas this bit's important. The important bits really do stand out, and there are some really cool like bits in the arc. But I'd always say read unless it's your first reading experience of One Piece, in which case I'd say watch it.
Yeah, because when I finished Dressrosa is when I switched to being, I wouldn't say manga only, but like I mainly stuck to the manga. Like I read Zoe, I read The Reverie, I read Whole Cake all through, and then I started watching Wano, and then I'd gotten so used to the pace of reading that I was like, nah, I wanna read this.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, it's hard to go. Like, I've always read it and not watched all of it, so like I've always found it difficult at certain parts to watch it, because it's just different. Like, it's cool. It's like some great adaptations in there, but it's just a little bit different, the pace particularly. And like I like to sort of be able to go back and quickly reread something over and over until I get it. Like,
yeah. Since we're killing time till Fritz get back, what was everyone's thoughts on 1092? Holy shit.
oh, dude.
I think that sums it up.
But then I'll give a W to Den. A few months ago when I first read a chapter when Esbear writes at Egghead and Kuma activates, but then he writes at the red line. Den did say in our talk, I remember I didn't really think about it. He said this. Maybe Kuma was going. Maybe you're right. Maybe he was going to Egghead, but Kuma is limited to a certain height that the red line is blocking. So he was too low to go over the red line.
Yeah, it was that was a Goad thing, like which blew my mind when I first read it. But yeah, I'll drop a vid on that like in a few days.
Yeah,
definitely. Just a brief one to go over like the main points. But it's definitely eerie. Like I heard some people the other day, I think it might have been you guys talking about how like whether Kuma can like, I know it was Dak who was saying there would be an obstacle in the way. There'd always be an obstacle in the way because he's never going from like that high enough a point. But I've got a feeling that maybe even like Kuma could maybe even change direction while he's doing it if it wasn't for the fact that he's like lost his will, like which is what Kainu like explicitly stated that he's like a shell.
But I have to say this, and it's because I saw a Scribble tweet, and he said this: if Kuma arrives now at the event now in Egghead, it could be that everything we've been seeing with Kuma it's been a day before. It takes him a day or two to arrive in any location. So yeah.
Hey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would like we can talk about it at a different time or something, but there's a lot to there's some deep stuff to go into there, and then it does tie into like this idea about Frankie potentially getting a particular devil fruit in the future. So but yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But
how we doing?
Yeah, anyway, back to what Fritz was bringing us.
We were talking about if you should read or watch Dressrosa. Me and Hyde both think you should read it. Cube thinks you should watch it.
The votes are saying.
Have you ever read any
too.
before?
Have I read any of the One Piece?
Have you ever? Yeah.
I've not currently read pretty much any of the One Piece.
It might be a bit too steep to go straight into then.
Why is that?
It's a very busy. It's just very, very busy. Like the panels, like it's not like a nice like Egghead, for example, is an enjoyable read. You know, like it's
I
all
read
quite
4 different Thor comics at the same time, leading up into 80+ each. Like
they're probably better than Dressrosa.
basically, Dressrosa is like the best example is I can give like the Hunter manga. That is great stories, but reading sometimes there's a lot of stuff happening in one go. You know, some people don't like, and you have that in Dressrosa as one of those arcs for in One Piece where there's a lot of stuff, and so we've heard the complaints about Dressrosa being there's too much stuff going on in one panel sometimes.
So
I can give you another example. It's like like Big Mom's flashback. If you read or watch it, it's not going to really make much of a difference, and it's very like easy to see and aesthetically easy because there's not loads of stuff crammed in the background. Whereas Dressrosa is like really busy. Like the setting's busy. There's a lot of characters involved. It's like Wano, you know.
Well,
like trying to read Wano was a nightmare throughout.
The Muigaro no Luffy cover of Dressrosa of the crackhead pirates taking down Doflamingo, and I'll tell you what, as far as like spoilers go, that was funny as hell without like literally giving away everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I know that there's certain points here and there. I know the island's gonna. I know a certain amount of how the island's in danger and what it's in danger of. You know,
there's a particular character that like I'm keen for you to see. A lot of people like start talking about this character more and more and more. So I'm keen for you to meet a certain young somebody.
If it's Sabo, Fritz already knows because we started doing News Coup right when Sabo attacked Eam. So like,
nah, it's a girl who appears quite young.
Ooh.
Is it the one that's got the dots on her fingers?
Yeah, I'm not saying anything else.
Because it pans to her in in the scenes where they're talking over the Din-Dins and Punk Hazard, that she's actually sitting there on that like pretty much lounge couch next to Doflamingo. Before he gets shot in the face by one of his subordinates who's in love with anybody who asks her out. Like she literally falls for any amount of Riz whatsoever.
I fucking love Page 5.
It's pretty sick that you're like this far. Like you're so. I can't wait because soon you're gonna be there with us. Like you know, it's gonna be mad.
So close, man.
You're so close, man.
Honestly,
What's that, Q?
the amount of like the 6 months pretty much that I've been watching, like I could have been done if I literally stuck to it every day. But I'm still gonna be to the end pretty much before a year is up, and that's still great timing if you ask me. Like,
I don't think it's even been 6 months, man. You've only been watching for like 3 or 4.
see, it's still I still like within that range. Like I'm doing good on the watch time to episodes.
Oh yeah.
I saw I heard a couple of things the other day. Like one was a guy who on TikTok. I didn't see the actual TikTok, but like some dude just stole some guy's One Piece like Reddit post word for word and stuff like that. And sorry about the background. This is cool. Yeah, and basically the other thing I saw was shit. Don't forget now because this is the bit that ties it in. Oh yeah, there was a dude who was like, I think he made a video maybe on YouTube or something like that. He's like, or Twitter or some shit like that. He was like, I read every chapter of One Piece in 1 month, and this is my thoughts on it or something like that. And I was just thinking like, that surely isn't possible, right? That is surely not possible to do it in a month. I don't think like.
I don't know if it is or not. I caught up in 5 months. I watched up to the end of Dressrosa in the first 4 months, and then in the last month is where I read from the end of Dressrosa up to Wano's ending.
Bro's out here
Like I
saying
said,
skip it, read it, and he literally watched it. Okay.
That's why I'm telling you to read it, because I went through watching it.
How many episodes did you get through before you decided, fuck this, I'm reading the rest?
The end of Dressrosa is like 700 something.
So yeah, so right now Dressrosa starts at like 625, 626.
Yeah, and
So-
it ends at like 709, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well, it should be at
So-
118 episodes. So
it's something like that.
Oh man, like even just hearing that sucks. Like
yeah, that's a lot of
118
fucking episodes.
Dressrosa.
Because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
101 chapters. It's literally an entire 10 piece of the volume. Like it's 100 chapters at least. But it's 118 episodes.
Yeah,
It was my lowest entry in the
The
whatever you
32
call
arcs.
it. It wasn't a tier list, but in the 32 arc ranking, yeah.
I like, but at the same time, it's not completely void of stuff going on. It's just probably the
Not
way it
at all.
tells it.
That's why I
It
don't
has-
like it. Like, you can't skip it properly because, like, completely, you need to know some things of what's going on. As I say, there's a certain. Well, yeah, Sugar is like a real important character and stuff like that.
Cody says anything is possible. I think he's talking about when saying somebody could read it in a month. And I'll tell you what, this isn't a Naruto like my hopes and dreams are coming true. I don't think that's that's a hard possibility for me.
I mean, it must be like what 5 chapters a day every day for 6 months to get you just not even there yet, but almost there.
3 episodes a
So-
day for 6 months is what it was said. They said it would take to watch the entirety of One Piece to watch it.
No, that's not enough. Yeah, that's not enough.
that's not enough.
How many
I
episodes
was
are there?
watching 12 episodes like a day, man, and I was.
Yeah.
It still took me, like I said, 4.5 months.
And you're
maybe
telling
to-
me you didn't take any off days of watching it?
No, you can ask my wife, man. I would every day, every night, I'd watch at least.
That is a strong statement. You can ask my wife.
Like
dude.
she'd beat me over it.
No, yeah. No, there's
So
when I
shit
watched
traumatized. Sat there
when
in
I
a
watched
plenty show.
Kenny's lobby,
He's like,
I was
"Ugh,
crying so hard in bed next to her that she woke up and was like, "Why are you shaking?" And I'm like, "I'm just
Sorry,
laughing, I
Karen.
promise."
He's crying like a bitch.
Yeah, I was sitting next to her lobby, dude. Robin told me she wanted to live, and I believed her. Like,
I believe
Fair,
it.
that is a moment right
The
there.
tier piece is real, boys.
yeah, dude, the deer piece is real.
The tier piece, boys.
And then when I also woke her up when Law was like, "I don't have bread," I laughed so hard that like I woke her up.
I tell you, my experience from watching One Piece though, and like getting to where I've gotten, like I loved everything up till Thriller Bark. There was a lot about Thriller Bark I liked. Not my favorite. will shit on it when I can. And I've even gone out. I've had community posts on that I've been seeing lately come up on Facebook through my Fritz the Disc page. And I've even commented on people who were talking about watching Thriller Bark, and I asked them like how that make you feel. I've been discussing Thriller Bark with top One Piece content creators on YouTube with mixed reviews. And like every time I get to that conversation outside of the content creators, not a lot of people were a fan of it. Outside of content creators.
It's probably because it needs to like you gotta really like be forced to look into it to then appreciate it, I guess. Like, and also there's some others that are just so much worse for me personally, and I know a few other people as well. That it kind of makes it like, okay, this is doable. Brook's cool. The Zoro stuff's pretty cool. Yeah.
Pirate
Zombies. I mean,
I like Brook now more than I liked him 100 episodes ago.
Nice. I'm glad.
He has some really good moments without spoiling too much. He has some really, really key moments in Whole Cake Island, and that's where I started like falling in love with Brook, because I liked him a lot.
Cody's mad.
I liked Brook a lot. He made me laugh and stuff like that, but he wasn't my favorite Straw Hat by any means. And now he is in the top 5. Like,
yeah. Like now he's only used for like key stuff. I kind of like how Oda does that at the moment. Like, well, nowadays.
But the best part is when Brook is
it's just so twice each line from all.
The best part of Brook for me though is during like the skip, all right, between him on that island being worshipped as like a demon god to like him full riz, he's big concert guy, the whole world knows who he is. Like that right there, that's what sold it for me. Not Binks's brew and background story of Laboon. Like, I get it, it's sentimental, but where's the meat?
For me, like when they split from Yorkie, I always was like, what? Like I always like thought that was kind of a big thing, and I was just like, that's kind of a spicy because we never see what actually happens to him and stuff like that, and we still have this whole mystery about how Brook died and stuff, and he spent this time in like the soul realm, sort of looking for his body and shit. I think that's nuts. Like, that's crazy.
Well, the more that I've watched now, I'm also more appreciative of like these theory videos. And like I've been watching your theory videos, been watching.
Thank you.
Definitely watched. I rewatched one of yours today that I watched before. It was like the Toshigi Kuina. I really liked that.
Mm-hmm.
It was like
nice, thank you.
Super well thought out, well paced. But I've also been watching like others like Aokiji being Brook's son. Like that is a wild one.
That is pretty wild. That is pretty wild.
He's 51 years old. Brook's been dead and trapped on that boat for 50 years before he was, revived into a skeleton, right?
Akainu's 55, right?
He's 50. Yep. Oh, he is 55.
No, Akainu's 55 of Dragon as well.
Yeah, same age, yeah.
So, like, if you think about it, like, he could be it. He could be his son. Like, you know what I mean? Like, their hair is both kind of like that frizzy fro. They both have an ice aspect about them.
Oh, he's talking about Aokiji.
That's what I said, Aokiji.
Aokiji.
I thought you said it kind of.
No. I said Aokiji. They both got the fro piece. they both got that ice aspect. He's 51 years old.
Interesting.
Like this video is like
on the afro and everything. Like that. Whose video was that? Did you say?
I don't even remember. It was on Facebook. I was scrolling, and that was like I watched that video, and then the One Piece videos just started flowing after that. You know how like Facebook and stuff like that attacks you.
After you hit a stride.
You spend more than 15 seconds on a video, and that's all you're gonna see for the next hour and a half. And that's the same on YouTube and TikTok. Like,
if we're just gonna go down this road, earlier before we started, I mentioned I've got something I'd like to bring if you want, right? Right, I'm gonna read some stuff out, and I don't want you to answer. Yeah, I just want you to think who I'm describing. Okay. So, and then at the end, I'll ask you, and then you tell me who I'm describing, and I'll tell you if you're wrong or right.
Okay.
So the character is female, has pink hair. Their kingdom or like island or islands are food based, or the name is at least food based. The epithet for this character is big eater, mood swings. One of her hobbies is said to be eating food. This female is the only female in her in her league, her level of pirates. Like if we were to like power scale them, like in this level, officially, that might give you a clue as to who it might be. It's the only female in that level. And she has like a red heart lipstick or like red hearts on her lips. Her ship is made from giant food and is pink. Also, a feature of her character is her strange, like, aging, it seems, and these mood swings might tie to the age. So, who am I talking about?
I met her in Sabaody, right? She's literally.
Well, wait, Fritz. Before you answer, what's your answer?
I'll let Lucas answer because it's his favorite woman.
It's Big Mom, is what Lucas is gonna say.
It's Bonnie.
Yeah.
It is not Big Mom. I know everything about Big Mom.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. Like they are literally the same two characters.
Is
Now
Bonnie?
that is some weird shit. Like,
Is Bonnie Big Mom's like daughter, like original daughter, or what?
it's looking like there definitely some things going on. The only thing is we don't really know Bonnie's age.
They are related for sure.
So they could be sisters. They must be related.
And like I said, but even related or even like we've seen that Big Mom takes it from her mother. So like there is also this template of women who look like that. So it's like it's either they're related or it's a lore, an island of women who came from there.
Also, both of them, right? Like both of them don't resemble what we've seen of their father. Both of their dads, like Big Mom, Big Mom looks just like her mum, but doesn't look anything like the dad that we were shown in the anime. And it wasn't really shown in the manga, but he was just there. And he's got like black hair, kind of afro-y. Kind of like the whole thing that Kuma's a special race, but Bonnie's never said to be a special race. So, like, there's some sus business going on between them two, in my opinion.
Yeah. Don't forget the actual wording is special group of people. So it was OP Scans who dubbed it special race.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, this puts this, if I remember correctly, is special group of people.
Well, I mean,
which is even more ominous. Which is even more ominous if you think about it.
Like, I know it's just a super reach, but the word Lunarian and Kumarian, you know, it's kind of like a little bit kind of.
Nice, yeah. Like, Oda lost his puns, so a lot of my fear comes there. So I'm not gonna be the one to tell you it's reaching, you know. But you know.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm glad someone did. Like.
Yeah. The Kumarians makes too much sense, though. I like that a lot, actually.
We'll see.
Yeah. Now I've started.
Well, but it is something interesting. I've said this, and I think recently, the other day, I was talking to Andy Lex and Mark about it. Shout out to both of them, content creators, good friends. I was thinking it does seem a bit like in the world of One Piece, there are like skins, you know, like templates of people. It's very weird, like the whole thing of. The joke of just having Emily Rudd wear wigs for some of the females we meet pre-time skip, who interact with the Straw Hats, you know, the princess it's very weird. There's a bigger storyline. How the fake image of Sanji in his first bounty looked just like the original Duval. You know, it's like weird.
And Blackbeard, right? Like the whole first image we see, or the youngest image we see of Blackbeard, looks exactly like the fucking image we see of Usopp. And Blackbeard shares these like facial qualities with like loads of different characters. So I completely agree.
Well, there's a lot of instances.
It's funny you say that.
There's a lot of instances where it seems like somebody is definitely out there, and it's not just one, but a group of people are protecting others from like being visualized in their wanted posters correctly too.
Yeah.
Because I remember like you were saying in your video that I was watching, like about what the hell, Smoker. Like Tashigi doesn't really have a poster, but like Smoker took her in. You were saying in that video, took her in, and pretty much kept her from being found out for what she should, what she really is. And the same way, like, I don't know. It just seems like there's so many of them out there that are protected.
Yeah, that's another interesting thing. Yeah, and then like something I don't look into much at all is what the actual D means. But what you're saying, Fritz, is like we have all of that with these characters, then we have a load of characters that are called D members, and it's kind of like them two things would fit perfectly theoretically. I haven't checked it out, but I can imagine each one of these people being an ancestor of someone who's relevant, right? Like even Sabo from maybe the Figurlands and stuff like that.
Fritz, have you heard the term Joy Boy yet? I think you have. You're past Fishman Island.
Yeah, well.
Okay. So, I think a lot of those people, just because he knows who Joy Boy is kind of now, I think a lot of those people that we're talking about with like similar facial features and stuff are probably descendants of Joy Boy's crew. That's where I
agree.
Every time.
Not just himself, but his entire crew.
Yeah.
Just one thing, like Lucas mentioned, you've heard Joy Boy since Fishman Island, blah, 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 blah. Like, his name really doesn't come up much. So it's not like if you haven't heard it much, you're not missing anything. His name doesn't come up much at all. It's
the name is less important. Because I've already seen, the videos are out there. You guys have put me in the middle of a pickle, I swear.
In the Matrix.
I literally, after the Gear 5 episode, I walked into Fritz's house and was like, look at this, and showed him Luffy turning into Gear 5.
Bro. Talk about spoiling, bro.
But Lucas, I would go even further than that. I think it's more like, bear with me, with some abilities we've seen in Dressrosa, and some of the stuff we've seen in One Piece Red, I'm starting to believe that whatever started a voice century all ago has an effect on how some people are perceived.
Yeah.
Especially in our, like some people we've seen, like I've always said, there's a, you'll understand, we'll talk more when Fritz will see Dressrosa. There's an instance of why do some people look this way? Was it because that person decided, or is it just natural? You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, but again, I think this is like a spectrum. How people look in One Piece, I think it's a huge spectrum. There are different reasons that just correlate one to, you know what I mean? It's just different dominoes that just clash with one another. You know?
Spectrum is probably a really sick name to like. That might be the correct. I've never thought about it like that, but that might be the correct thing. It's like it's not direct lines downwards. It's like a pool of a mixture of features and lineages and stuff. Because one thing I will say is, I was talking to Dak months ago. I can't remember why or the conversation we were talking about, but I just got like hit. In fact, it was after us guys had a big conversation. We've been like VCing for a couple of days straight, just like shooting out theories, and it just hit me that like. We were like, how does Oda write this much complicated stuff? But then when you look like from the top down, you can see that like Ayakichi, Garp, Tashigi, Smoker, they're all in like one group, you know? And then we've got Vegapunk, Bonnie, Kuma, Stussy, all of these other characters in another group, and they like descend through like storylines. They each have their own independent storyline. So that's how I've always pictured it. But maybe they do blend, and some of the families like as I say, but like Waratsumi, the sea god or whatever, looks like has the same facial features as Blackbeard, but obviously they can't be related surely, because one's seemingly human, potentially not, and the other is a sea god or like some weird sea monster. So it's strange. I think you might be right with that.
And there's also and I've said this, they do not look the same, but we've seen it. Fritz hasn't seen it yet, but you see Hodie Jones, that snippet that we see in one of the recent arcs, especially in Wano, of Blackbeard as a young Blackbeard, when that off scene of Wano when he's young, looks just like Hodie Jones' the way of acting. It's wearing the same type of hat, the same thing, and the way he was walking. They did not look like physically the same, and he had curly hair, so it's like it feels like. And you said also the Usopp resemblance. Like there's this thing that it's just more than just physically. There's also some mannerism for some people. When they're young, they have same mannerism as other people, but then they grow up to be completely different.
Yeah. I mean, one possibility that us guys have been talking about recently, which is a bit wild. Like nobody state the source if you can avoid it. Like, but there might be. Like Zeph might be related to a certain character, and it's like no one's ever noticed, but when you put them two together, it becomes very like holy shit, like two different versions of the same character. So it works.
I see exactly what you mean. I've been going in on the whole thing, like my whole thing of talking about the resemblance between and just not in look, but in how they act, Kuro and Kizaru. And we recently, because Fritz heard us like that, like who appears in the cover story when we get something on Kizaru? Kuro, you know what I mean? Like there's this thing in One Piece that's very weird. Like it's literally the definition of what Oda does with his parallels in a way, but yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
for sure.
And that's why, Fritz, you're very lucky to get to, I call it, the Super Bowl part of One Piece.
Well, it seems about where I'm at right now. Like Punk Hazard is an example.
And no one ever heard from him.
Punk Hazard is an example of how, people are currently out there still trying to race and find new ways of having like, world-ending level weapons. It's like the fact that Caesar is trying to, market and sell what he's capable of creating, versus like what's already out there in myth and history. Like the same things. Like if that was turned up a bit on a global scale, that could cause another Void Century, right?
Yeah.
So,
I paid like no attention to this when I read it, just to put that out there. But yeah, like looking back, that's completely correct.
So it seems to me like there's like also with like what else is going on Punk Hazard with the devil fruits. There's so much going on that's hinting to like what you have just seen, like an Impel Down. Hinting at what's to come next. Hinting like Vegapunk is like the Oppenheimer of the good and bad of what's going on. Like he is directly involved with creating world-ending events. Directly involved. Like there is so much going on right now. You are correct. Like this is the Super Bowl of One Piece. Like shit is going down.
And people do talk about the Oppenheimer stuff now quite a bit. So it's a good observation.
Hearing Fritz call Vegapunk Oppenheimer after the conversations me, you, and Cube have had, and it just blew my mind.
Very surreal. Very surreal, yeah. It's like it's such a sick part of like all of this is just having new. It's something that I never thought about, and in my whole experience until like a couple of years ago, where I saw people on Discord sort of talking about it, and I was like, "Holy shit! It's really cool." Like hearing what people's takes are, and it's so refreshing because to us. It's all like, well, I guess to Lucas it isn't old, but to Cube and myself.
Like Moira's whole goal on Thriller Bark, like right now, like I cannot stop seeing the similarities between him and Caesar. Yeah, him, exactly. Thriller Bark, Punk Hazard. Are these guys freaking related? Like what the fuck? If these guys would have teamed up, and been over the entire One Piece, they could have rolled credits. Bad guys won.
Well, it's something that like it's sort of, you mentioned the bad guys like get rolled and stuff like that. It's something that we learn more about kind of subtly. Again, it's not really stated explicitly like the Joy Boy stuff, but we learn more about it. Like we start to this isn't really leaking anything specific or explicit, but we do sort of start to learn that the Marines aren't really like an amazing force. We never told they were. Like they're individuals with their own agendas, and they can clash and like not personally. I just mean like their agendas can clash, which causes like they're not necessarily great at destroying islands and doing this, that, and the other. You know, they just do it.
They would make the country of a messer's pound. All right.
Fritz, since you're just now finishing Punk Hazard, what do you think of Law so far and Kinemon?
He definitely is. He is definitely able to make the moves and align what he wants done with others to get what he wants done. And yes, he did save Luffy, but I think that's he sees the inevitability of needing him way earlier than anyone else. Like everybody's like, yeah, they believe Luffy's gonna be the king of the pirates. They have all that faith and trust in him. But Law, like, obviously saw something in him, or he would have just left him to die, like, for real. And and the fact that he kept insisting on Luffy doing something for him, knowing that like it's going to be done, he sees the inevitability that is Luffy. I really do like Law a lot. I'm kind of excited to see what things were depicted to me about him that's going to happen to Dressrosa. I want to see how it all plays out for myself.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, you get his like backstory and.
Yeah, I'm excited to see between him. Or it's either it's his master or his brother or something.
Corazon.
Yeah, there's stuff coming that I'm about to just be blown away on. Honestly.
Yeah.
I don't even know what.
Yeah, there's some big topics. You mentioned Punk Hazard, and obviously, like, we see certain technology being worked on and development and science and research, and in Dressrosa you see a bit more of that and like some of the effects of it. I'm not going to state anything specific, but
the SAD
there
boys,
is like
the SAD.
Well, that's I'm talking about SAD specifically. Yeah, that for me, other than Sugar, is my favorite. Like, definitely the sickest bit. Like, because
I just want to know where I can get some of that candy now. Okay. Like it's you can take it and it makes you grow. Like, man, why isn't this in stores everywhere?
Yeah, Lucas. Yeah.
I'm a short man.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
You say it with enough pride that you can. Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off, Hyde. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I'll speak for Hyde. You're good. No, there was a second part of that question though. What do you think about Kinemon, the samurai they met on Punk Hazard?
He's a big son of a bitch. He's all broken apart. Once they finally put that puzzle together, dude, he is huge. He's taller than Brook.
I will tell you this, because of how well I know you, Kinemon will be one of your favorite characters by the time you hit the end of Wano.
I already kind of like his samurai like jutsu bullshit, where he's be able to give him clothes, and all that stuff.
That's a devil fruit.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a devil fruit.
That's like the weirdest devil fruit. I must have missed the part where he was explaining that was a devil fruit.
He doesn't know. That's the fun fact.
Yeah, he doesn't know. It's
okay. No wonder. Yeah. It is just samurai magic. So I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
No, yeah, we were basically told through interviews in SBS that it's actually a devil fruit that he doesn't know about.
Well then, I mean, that's just cannon fodder. Like that. That's just because there was no other explanation.
Like, it comes into play in the future.
Yeah, you understand why.
I mean, that dude he's like Piccolo. He is prepared to give you the drip off the bat right there. Like.
Can't wait for that moment in Dressrosa where he gets the biggest drip.
And how do you like one of the most? I think this character is the personification of what is good in life. The purest soul in One Piece. How do you like Caesar Clown?
Like I said earlier, he just seems like he's the copy clone of Moira. Like, if these guys would have sat down in a room longer than 5 seconds, they would have already had a plan to take over all of it.
Do you not think they'd have communication issues?
No. They don't care whether people live or die, as long as they don't live or die. So they could have fucked literally anybody and everyone over as long as they both had something to profit or gain from it. Dead bodies from gas equals larger army for Moria.
This is cool. My biggest pet peeve about Caesar Cloud, and you don't know this yet, but everyone confuses him for another character named Gangster Gastino. And the fact that everyone thinks that they're the same person.
What the hell is that?
How? Okay.
Also,
Josh just lost.
No, Lucas, no comment.
So another thing about Punk Hazard that I was interested in is when Smiley, the big poison blob, right?
Yeah.
When he eats that candy and inevitably dies and just turns into pure gas form, you see it on the spot. A devil fruit forms, the fruit that he was made of, right?
Well, it was a different devil fruit. So that was just basically a little tease at how devil fruits come to be. That wasn't planned. He ate the axolotl fruit. I don't remember the exact. I think it's the fish fruit model axolotl, but I could be wrong.
Yes.
But yeah, so like that wasn't planned. It just happened.
But he died.
Yeah.
So that was like, so that's like, you don't realize that you don't realize that it died until like it's clearly obvious after an episode or two after you've seen that scene. But you don't realize how important it is that fruit just forming out of an apple, which is just a regular occurrence.
Yeah.
There was so much that happened. I swear to God.
That what I was saying about Sad and Dressrosa, you just summed it all up perfectly. Like you don't know that these things are massive until you look back, and then you're like, oh my God, like in 20 years or 20 plus years, this is the only time I've ever seen this happen, and blah blah blah. So yeah, they did. There is some.
Well, the Sad also
and, like law behind it.
The Sad also makes a lot of things making more sense between like some of the videos I've seen and a lot of the conversation that these guys have had around me, talking about like Impel Down with the Beast Guardians down there, or what you want to call them, are like failed Sad versions of awoken Zoan users, right? Like all
basically,
and that you guys were also explaining pretty much that they were also like a reveal of like failed copy clones of the Gorosei fruits, right?
yeah, they're basically failed awakened users. I don't think there are any clones or whatever.
But I mean, these are specific. They're like literally, there's tons of each one of that type per floor, right? So, or
there are 5.
There's the beast, but then there's also the awoken, like the full awokens.
Yeah, there are only 5 of them.
Okay.
There are only 5. There's just some of them, like the Minotaur, was going up the floor looking for them. Like the Minotaur was actually he was in one floor, then he went back to the other floor because you know.
But like it would make sense why they were like that. Knowing now, after hundreds of like literally 100-something plus episodes later, that they're like explaining the Sad and the devil fruit.
So
yeah, that's something different.
Well, I think what he's saying is he thinks that the devil fruits in Impel Down, those forced awakened zones, may be Smile fruits awakened. Is what I just gathered from what he said.
Like they don't seem like they don't make any sense. The Sads create beasts anyway, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they mimic zones most of the time.
But I mean, they could be incomplete, and those could be those who've consumed incomplete Sads.
Yeah, when you awaken.
Oh yeah, it's yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's
when you awaken.
It would make the only sense that they would be in Impel Down is because they couldn't be, you know, trusted outside, right? They don't have a will of their own. They get told what to do.
Yeah. When you awaken the Zoan user, you can lose you can lose yourself to the will of the beast. That's what happened to them.
After being in Punk Hazard and seeing all this other stuff going down, it just makes other things make more sense, but not make more sense.
Welcome to One Piece, baby.
It's Cody out here. Cody out here in the chat straight roasting me. All right, that's fine. That's okay. I love you too, bro.
When you get when we get one question answered, we get 5 more questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole Reverie section of Egghead, guys. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
But I would say this. Thanks to due to the arc of Caucasian and what you can see with science, it literally it tells you like, oh shit, what Dr. Hogback was doing in Thriller Bark was way like, you know, just a quirky quirky operation. It's like there's importance to it, you know, when you think of what he was able to do. I've said this, you know, people shouldn't forget Hogback. He's also a great scientist.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chopper looked up to him entirely.
Yeah.
Like he was so excited to meet one of his heroes.
Cody says you can't talk about the Reverie after your ranking, bro, because you totally shit on it.
Yeah, I shit on the Reverie arc, not the Reverie parts inside of Egghead. There's a difference.
Lucas doesn't know that, but the day we did that tier list together, he angered Cody the Forbidden One.
Yeah.
It takes 5 bad take on a tier list to awaken Cody the Forbidden One.
I definitely
You're gonna hear
did.
them, Lucas, Cody,
Hey,
obliterate.
Cody, I might be an easy target, but nothing's gonna ever take that back. All right, nothing's ever gonna take his hot take back and what he said that day. All right.
I stand by it. No qualms. Same with Whole Cake. No qualms.
Cody's
listen,
Cody's like Omni-Man standing over the new Guardians of the Globe and just being like pathetic.
So I want to do something since, you know, we have Lucas, but as you know, it's like Denden as well. They might have to be summoned elsewhere, and he couldn't be there in our last stream. And we did say with Fritz we'd like to talk about the islands on the live action. I maybe give you a bit of a space so you can talk about, you know, about the 5 and 8 plus the islands if you want. You can then jump in there if you want, Lucas. Up to you.
Yeah. So for episodes 5 through 8, actually, I think that was the best part of the whole series. They, like, after episode 3 and 4, which I really enjoyed because I'm a big fan of Syrup Village. After episodes 3 and 4, I feel like they got the pacing down. Both episodes for Baratier were perfect. The way they did Don Krieg, I know a lot of people might be upset that they cut him, but I like what they did with him. And using him as fodder for Mihawk is a good way to get him in there without having to have a full-on battle with him. As far as the Arlong Park, though, best adapted arc that I've seen. I was not vibing with Nami's child actor that much. I don't think she did good, but that it's hit or miss with child actors. Like you can't fault them; they're kids. And
well, you just chose to.
Yeah.
You brought up the fact that she's a kid.
You know, fuck
That's
that
so
kid.
savage.
She's terrible at it.
like Cody was saying earlier, the gaslight is real.
Yeah. But no, so I wish we had gotten more time with Bellamy or Bellamere and stuff, but I get why we didn't. But overall, I think they nailed every emotional beat that they needed to in Arlong Park. Him seeing the map room, her asking for help, like, it was solid. Very, very solid. But fuck that kid. Is that what you want to hear, Din Din? Don't want from me?
Nah, bro. Fuck.
This is what you wanted from me, right? You did this to me.
And Lucas, how do you feel about? I've said this. The fact that we didn't have Don Krieg meet up with the Straw Hats, but they made a reason for Jin to have an interaction with Luffy and Sanji. Do you guys think maybe they kind of gave them a heads up that maybe Jin might make a comeback? So there's like certain characters to put forward. Because they made him think that to exchange between each other, which is interesting.
Yeah, I'm glad that they brought Jin in. I think it could be because I feel like if a character got cut, Oda had to approve it, right? And for some reason, he was not cool with them cutting Jin, but he was cool with them cutting Hachi. I think they have plans for Hachi, and they'll bring him up soon, maybe at Logtown. But if they were not allowed to cut Jin, there's something very important about it.
Yeah.
So I can.
Jin's the lurking legend and the man marked by flames and Joyboy and
what I'm
But actually,
so he'd probably make a comeback.
But actually,
Like,
Lucas, I did. Oh yeah, sorry. I'll let you go. Go after you.
I was just gonna say, if he ends up being the MMBF, I will fucking shit my pants. If they like go to get the final product and it's just
there's
Jin,
no way.
like he's burnt from.
There's no way. He's still the right.
So I was saying because when we did the stream, what I said is that Zoro mentioned to Kuro the funky bar, which is the cover story of Django, which ends with him joining the Marines. I'm wondering for some characters like Django or so Hachan, they merge with their cover story. And we know that Hachan returns with Duval at just before Sabaody. So I'm wondering if they made it like an interesting thing that instead of introducing them early on, they will bring them in later on by reconnecting those islands,
Yeah, but
we did speak about this last time.
The importance won't be there though, because if they're gonna flash back to Hachi leaving way before the events that took place in the live action now, like they would have to flash back to Nami having interactions with Hachi that were positive, but also and him flashback having like leaving and telling Arlong that he was no longer going to follow them, even though like they were directly involved in the fights that take place in the anime and manga.
Well, what could happen is because in Logtown, every crew member has a storyline except for Nami for the live action that we can set up, right? So you got Usopp set up the whole him versus daddy sniper thing in the live action. We could use that filler. We could use Zoro going to get his swords, Sanji in the cooking challenge, use that filler. And then Nami, maybe while Sanji's doing the cooking challenge, runs into Hachi. He's running his octopus ball stand or whatever. And it turns out he left because he didn't agree with what Arlong was doing. And then we can get kind of that relationship between them built in a small moment like that to make sure he's there for Fishman Island. If not, they're going to use that weird spiky green-haired guy. That was my bet. Is like they'll use him as the stand-in for Hachi, so they don't have to do Hachi.
Nah.
That's a BS.
Yeah.
What I want to know is more of a statistic thing about the One Piece live action. Like, how many views and sales of the first volumes and everything do you think they got into week 2 or week 1 after the OPLA come out? Do you think like the views of the manga and the sales, or the views of the anime and the sales of the manga like just spiked through the roof, or where are they at on that?
Well, one thing, like, just to give it some perspective, like the highest grossing literature ever to ever exist, as far like if you're not including like religious texts like the Bible and shit, is the Harry Potter series.
Yeah.
The second to that is One Piece. So like Oda is richer than the royal family of the UK, and Oda's richer than some countries. You know what I mean? So the percentages won't go up. The percentages won't go up like particularly like as high as if it was something that was less known, like Game of Thrones. If that makes any sense, because the audience is already so big.
That makes
basically,
sense, but I'm just talking about the reach for the new fandom. You know what I'm saying?
So we don't know the officials with Netflix, obviously, like, or on the other side, but we know that not Crunchyroll, but other side have been talking the last few weeks about the spike, especially with One Piece. They can see that people are a lot are just click on the first episode, but there's a lot of people who are basically jumping in from episode 250 to 700, which they think is people who have dropped One Piece and have restarted it.
Well,
it seems because people have been going in the middle of the story. Yeah.
It's been a trending search on Google for the past 2 weeks since the live action. Like people searching for the manga, people looking up for the anime, where to start it at after watching the live action kind of thing, which is really cool. That's what the goal of the live action is. Now we're getting a season 2, which I am so hyped for. I can't wait to see Mommy Robin, like Tony Chopper coming in. Which that's the thing I'm most curious about, is how they're going to do Chopper. Are they going to go straight CGI? Are they going to do like a Muppet situation, which I'd be cool with?
Muppet Chopper.
I think the easiest thing they play around with the Chewbacca stuff, because we know that Oda's a big fan of Star Wars, and I'm not shocked that And I'm not shocked if he's a huge Chewbacca, Chewbacca fan. So I would go.
There's a
I would go with
show
that.
on Netflix called Sweet Tooth, I think, and it's got a little boy that's like half deer in it. I think they could go that route with it, like make him, human mostly. Give him a blue reindeer-looking nose, give him some antlers, give him some fur around his neck and stuff like that, and just make it like a teenager that looks more human than reindeer, but you can tell it is a reindeer still. And then use a real reindeer when he's in walk. Just give me a real reindeer, Tony voice.
I don't think Cody's very happy about what you referencing Sweet Tooth.
Why?
I'm just saying.
I've never watched it. I've just seen pictures of it. I was just thinking that's the best bet for Brain Point.
Imagine Chopper. It's so horrible. Imagine they're gonna try to Chopper to look a bit like. Remember the old TV show Alf?
Yeah.
Detective Pikachu, all right. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
That is the funniest thing.
Taking him to like Detective Pikachu route.
Alf is an alien. Alf is an alien, so it isn't a female One Piece in a sense.
I mean, are we talking Ted 1 or Ted 2 here? Like,
No. Like, let's face it. Like, right. Let's be realistic. Let's put the realistic options down there. Option A, I'd say, is what Lucas said. Right. Subtle cosmetics. Still, it's hard. He's gonna look like a fucking Who from Whoville. You know what I mean? From the Grinch or something like that. Like,
True.
Secondly, they animate it, which is a bit fucking and thirdly, they don't make him look like a deer.
But he's got to take his balls to look like several different forms. Like, you're just gonna tell me that he's gonna look a certain way, never have his transformations, and then also don't go super fucking awoken and destroy everybody? Like,
surely it's about the money, right? He's the most profitable, like one of the most profitable merchandise characters on the planet. Like, and he literally was changed into what he is now over time to get full merch. So they probably will try and make some tiny little squat little reindeer.
He will be Detective Pikachu for real. That's what they'll do.
Hilarious.
That's what I think they're gonna go with, is a Detective Pikachu route.
No.
I would be cool with it then, if I'm being honest. If they do it correctly, like if they make his character
They're not
serious,
gonna do it correctly.
Yeah, like if they make him serious with that aesthetic, it'll be a little hard to pull off.
Yeah, I'm more concerned about some of the abilities we see in Alabasta. I'm more concerned about the Alabasta abilities that they're supposed to do good.
To be honest, like I'm less concerned about the Alabasta. It's the drum and stuff like that. Long Ring, Little Garden, Drum Island.
Oh yeah.
The drums are going to look amazing. Like if they get that CGI, if they get the CGI right and they do I swear, a series of unfortunate events. The way they filmed it with Netflix, the way Netflix filmed it, does kind of look a bit One Piecey, and you can get some ideas from what they can do from that. So like climbing the ice and stuff, it could look really good.
If you guys look in chat, I sent a picture of that kid from Sweet Tooth, who actually plays the Sanji kid. Like the kid Sanji.
Yeah.
I just noticed that.
So you brought up a child that you think's a bad child actor, and now you're bringing up a good child actor and sending photos around to
but it's the same child.
Show how good they are. It's the same child.
Listen, not every child actor can be like the kids from Stranger Things, where they just fucking knocked it out of the park immediately.
It's true. I struggle to watch child actors, like in some things. I'm just like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Dude, it's because of some of the stories, like I said. One of the stories that still shocked me to this day is what happened to most of the cast of the show. Different strokes.
So the actor that plays Kobe, right, plays as a brother in the new Evil Dead spin-off movie.
Evil Dead Rise, yeah.
And it's entirely that character's fault that they go through any of that shit, because they didn't listen. grabbed the Necronomicon from the basement that was caving in. Like, it's their fault, bro. It's their fault.
Yeah, I mean, it's the characters are transforming over. It's funny.
They ruined that movie, and they're gonna ruin this too.
We're gonna get to see like Luffy feature in other movies. Like,
have you watched Inaki in anything else?
Never. No. I see Sanji. I know the other day I was talking about him being like really got the potential to be a big actor, real like mainstream. Yeah. But I see him now since I've said that. Like, I just see his face everywhere in like shorts and stuff. So that he's the only one, and Emily are the only ones that I know like outside the show at this point.
I think. Yeah. Sorry. Go.
He has another show on Netflix called Imperfects, and out of that whole show, he was the only one who did a good job. Like, the writing was really bad though. Like, so that's a lot of where that comes from. It wasn't the acting.
What is the Imperfects?
With that shit writing, he was like, "Fuck you, we'll get this."
It's a series about us.
Yeah, okay. Fuck me.
They all turn into like cryptids. They all turn into he turns into a chupacabra. One of the girls is like a banshee. Like, it's a weird show, but it's got a good premise. It's just it wasn't executed very well.
Man, bring back animals.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Like, holy shit.
Whoa.
But I was gonna say, yeah, because I remember when they first the first year where they announced the live action, I was following the team, the cast, and if I'm not mistaken, the Sanji actor Taz Skylar. Yes. Even though mainstream, he hasn't done that many things. He's big into the whole indie scenes, and he also has like director credits and producing credits and smaller projects. So I think he might not have the big experience for the big screen mainstream, but at least he has experience in the industry.
He's a writer and stuff like that.
As well. Yeah.
I really personally, I am completely like two things. Firstly, I'm completely just sold with the cast anyway. I really think over the years the director will have to do less and less, and these guys really will bind like the story, because the story is well written. There's no doubt about it. The characters are well written, just like super wacky. Yeah. So I think they'll bind really well, which leads me on to my second thing, which I was going to say. Isn't it fucking interesting that we've spent so many years worrying about certain details, for example, casting, imagine what Usopp's going to look like, blah, blah, blah. And now none of us even ask any questions about it. We're just like, oh, sick. That's going to be a good actor or an actress.
Yeah. I feel like some of the Lesters that don't have as much screen time in here aren't really like, could have been either done differently, done better, don't really hit like the characters the way they've been imagined onto the screen.
Yeah, I said that about Shanks's actor actually. When I first saw Luffy's flashbacks, I wasn't really feeling him as Shanks, but then with the end scene with him and Mihawk giving him Luffy's bounty poster, that was Shanks. Like, where was that energy in those first few scenes? Like that right there, that's Shanks. Do that the rest of the time, and you're Shanks. Like,
weren't we talking about like Bellamere not being it, not the one, not my president? She just, they didn't spend enough time focusing. Like, even my mom said that, like, she wished she could have seen more of Nami's backstory, because it hit like because she's never watched One Piece, but it hit for her. But she said that she felt like it would have hit harder if she had known these characters more, and especially after I explained that, like, Genzo, like his whole thing in the anime and manga, she was like, "Oh yeah, see, he was just a random guy there." Like, she was supposed to be the jewel of the city. Like, she was it. All right, and she just looked like a worn out hag in the live action.
When Bellamere was like, the actress was walking through the like Civil War type crowd with all the bodies laying everywhere, and like she's got a gun. Like, I'm not saying she was phoning it in, but it was one of the first shots that we see her in is worrying. Like, it's not great. Like, all you've got to do is, I'm not saying it's easy, but like, it just looked bad. It looked like she was phoning it in, or like, fucking just not acting properly. So I've got some complaints about her, yeah.
Or is it also another female character that doesn't quite hit right? The barmaid off of the first island, Monaco, or
Makino.
Makino.
She's not it. She's not the one.
Yeah.
She's not
You
it.
know what? You know what? I agree with you. The only thing why I changed my mind, but also she's not there that often, and too bad it's at the end. It was at the last episode. Her reaction to Luffy, the thing, because I was. But I do agree. The flashback sequences of her, she was way. She didn't. She had the stern thing of Luffy yelling a bit or with Shanks, but she didn't have the loveliness. I do agree. He did not have like the pure sunshine of Makino. Like at first, everyone had this
I
theory
think
that what if Makino was actually Luffy's mother? There was a theory back in the day, in the early days, because of that.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I think like it'd be interesting to see what they do with all of that sunniness. Obviously, it's like an integral part of the story, but so far, like look at Ben Beckman. As soon as everyone sees him that first time, they're like, ugh. And then
Yeah,
like when
that
he
was
does that shit with Usopp, like, but when he fires his gun like over the arm and all that stuff with Usopp, he looks sick. Like, so I think this might be a grittier version.
Are they just gonna keep sleeping on these characters that are coming up in the near future, or are they all going to be worn out hags from here on out?
I don't know, but you guys
That's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Jamie Lee Curtis is she's been a popular fan cast for Kureha, but she's on Twitter actively campaigning for it now.
Yeah.
So Fritz brings up old hags, and your response is bring up Jamie Lee Curtis.
An even older and
you're going
haggier hag.
to jail after the stream.
Bro.
After the stream.
But for me, I'll say this: the casting of Dr. Hillock and Dr. Kureha, I think, should be one of the most important casting in the second season, because they make the important. Because it's not even what they. It's not. Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis, but they also have to find something great for Dr. Hillock, because it's what they talk about. The undertone of some of the stuff they talk when they're alone, their monologues, that is so foreshadowing for a lot of stuff in One Piece, and that has to be done good.
Yeah,
it can't be a bad casting.
Touch on, like, just connecting that to something we were talking about earlier as well. Like, there seems to be these lineage factors and stuff that go through.
Yeah.
And in season one, they do an amazing job of. I'm not sure if it's young Luffy. It might be, whereas like they are actually related. No, it's young Zoro. They are definitely related in real life. Like they must be. Like like now when I see Zoro, the main actor doing his thing, I see the kid in him. It's like whoa. So they're gonna have to be real. Like Hiruluk has ties to Doc Q. A lot of people under him, like Kureha as well, has ties to potentially, like I've said before, the Zebek pirates, stuff like that.
But like,
I know they wouldn't do it, but imagine they got Bryan Cranston to play fucking Dr. Hurlick.
But hear me out. We actually make it to Thriller Bark. Like, are we going to get literally a corpse walking around, a Sindri, or like something that's just like, blown up, dude, out of proportion? Or are we going to get like what you would expect, Sindri to look like?
Danny DeVito playing Chopper, that's what we're going to get.
See, bet, dude.
Yo.
You know what? I just thought of this, guys. I want, who plays Capone Beige? You know who should play Capone Beige? Joe Pesci. It would fit the Italian style, small, the nose thing, everything. It would actually be him. It would be perfect. Joe Pesci.
That's what we should do. Is we should recast. We should do a stream where we recast all of.
Oh, that would be great.
Bet I can get along with that.
Get on that. Everybody knows my pick for Ace, so.
Who?
At least
what the fuck happened to my camera?
What? Who would you pick for Ace, Lucas? I don't know.
We didn't hear.
Have you seen Spider-Man, like Homecoming, No Way Home, all those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy that plays Flash Thompson, his name's Tony Revolver or something like that.
Yeah. I think his dream role is Fire Fist Ace. And if somebody has that much passion, that the minute the live action was announced, he started like getting into shape so that he could try to Ace, like give it to him. He's the same skin tone as Luffy, so it's actually
exactly.
I mean, I'd be happy just because either way, he's gonna get his chest blown out.
Did any of you see the poster that Smokey posted with the live action Brook on it?
No. Oh, the Brook one? Yeah.
that looks amazing. And I thought straight away of Coob, and like it looks like a skeleton dressed as Michael Jackson, but it's alive somehow. It looks so sick. Like
that's definitely the route they need to go.
Lucas, guys.
What the hell?
Oh shit. Well, I was gonna say because Angel sent us this picture today, and it's weird, but because he does fit on the ethnicity that what Ace would look like, and basically almost every member of the cast just added him, and he's an actor. He plays and he's Hispanic, yeah. And so he was saying some people were saying on Reddit that it might be for Ace.
It's tricky again because obviously you got Robin, who's from O'Hara, who has no direct connection to Ace, yet they look identical. Both have the hat, both have all these ties to O'Hara, and some other connections. So they're going to have to try code that into the casting. Yeah,
but also, but like I said, I think this is going to be this thing where we're going to get like some of the real, like we do suspect some of them, and we're going to get like the ones who are related to cousins or to siblings or, father and son. I think it's going to be a spectrum of like, I think they'll all be coming from two different places. Like there'll be a part of Robin that's O'Hara, then another part that will intertwine with if Ace and her are related to that part of Ace, and Ace with something else. So, you know what I mean? Like I feel like it'll be chaotic. It won't be like they're all from one island each time.
Okay, yeah.
It's like very nomadic.
I mean, we're gonna get a Vivi, right? Like second season, no matter what, we're getting a Vivi.
Dude, we haven't even got a Robin yet cast, so like.
Yeah, but we're gonna get a Vivi, and we're gonna get a Robin.
Robin and Vivi.
If they do not do these characters justice, like you might as well shut the doors.
You can't fail them. Yeah, you can't fail Vivi or Robin.
There's no reason not to, right? Like Vivi's a little more technical, but Robin, do it. Go the whole way. Get the boots, the stockings, just fucking.
I know, because by the time Robin's in Thriller Bark and she's got that purple dress on and the stockings, God. Damn.
But also, do you guys know the actress Aubrey Plaza from Park and Recreation?
Yeah.
Yeah, you need someone who's able to pull the morbid jokes and just doing the death stare, a bit like the actress who played Wednesday, because let's not forget there's a whole thing of Robin. Her humor is very, very dark sometimes. You need someone to pull it up, Yeah, Jenna Ortega, like that thing, their way of just looking.
I liked Wednesday. It was decent. I don't know who hasn't watched it yet, but you should watch it.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was really good. So I think you need someone who's also able to pull those jokes and be convinced. It cannot be, those jokes cannot fall flat. You know what I mean? Like, our whole thing about every time bringing anything and just trying to bring up the mood by saying something even more morbid. Like, they look like butterflies. Oh well, if we move their wings, they'll look like
Robin is too PG-13 for the live action, but they'll use cuss words appropriately per episode. Not too many, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So I do think that there's some stuff like that. It's like,
well, if they're gonna cut her out of the story, you might as well just turn off the whole damn show.
No, dude, you can't. It's like, and I've said this, it's the same thing. Like, there's some characters you cannot remove the story is a Straw Hat and Vivi. Because I'm sorry, you cannot make a believable Alabasta arc without Vivi. It's the only reason, because Luffy is portrayed in the manga.
If you don't have Robin, you can't go to Eni's lobby and you can't say goodbye to the Mary.
Exactly. Same thing. There are some islands, some people who you do have, like I said, at one point we are going to meet Hachan, because if we're going to go have a Sabaody episode, you need to have Luffy punching St. Carlos. You can't have that if Hachan isn't shot. You know what I mean? Like, there are some characters that are essential for certain scenes. And changing the character in that scene would not do, and no one will be happy about that.
I'm mainly arguing with what Cody's saying in the chat when I'm saying that too, by the way. He's saying, nah, she can be cut.
I am so dead. Lucas just disappeared in one go.
Where is Lucas?
Bless him.
Thank God. I knew. I said he's been here. He's been here for I know Lucas, there's always something at one point. So that's why I brought up. I said, I'll give you the space for the live action. I missed the last stream. I felt it,
It's all good.
I see
yeah.
Cody's on his own in the VC. We can bring him in if you want.
Oh yeah, let's bring him
Everyone's
in
been there
anyways.
all alone.
Yeah. I was
pulling
thinking
him.
of what else, but yeah, like this, he might have some
Yo.
new takes.
Oh, he's
Let's
gonna
pull
shit
Cody in.
all over us.
Yeah. He's coming for you, Fritz.
I bet.
Hopefully he knows he's coming over.
Whoa. Whoa. What are these noises happening on my computer?
Dude, those are
What up, bro?
You got some fight
Holy
words down there
shit.
in the chat, bro.
No, I need to be anonymous. I need to be behind the screen so I can keep throwing these. I just want to say stupid shit.
Yeah, that's fine. Unfortunately, we caught you lurking on your own in the VC, so we were like, oh, that's a bit weird.
I was waiting for more people to
mischief.
No. You guys should join the Last Arc Discord server, so if you guys ever see me lurking alone and giving hot takes in the chat, you can come fuck me up verbally.
Yeah, you can come fight him.
That's what she said.
You can always join him in roasting the easiest target on this show, which would be me, aka Fritz the Dit.
Listen, you all think I'm mad, but I'm not mad. I don't feel anger to people I pity.
Cody,
I pity.
Cody, calm down.
All right,
Calm down,
Escanor.
calm down.
Okay, Escanor. All right.
Escanor.
Oh man.
But yeah.
So we're going off about Robin being in the live action. I don't know. We could cut her. Save her for season 3 and let it get to Alabasta. Because I think it could happen. Because I think if we're really gonna be adding more crew members, we're gonna have the same problem we had with Usopp and Sanji and these characters. Sanji not so much, but Usopp I really felt like we didn't spend enough time and develop with him to get the love that we have for Usopp that we have to this day. Just if we keep introducing, if we have Robin, Crocodile, Vivi, all these other characters getting introduced to us at a breakneck pace, I don't know if it's going to hold up translated into a live action 8-episode or even 12 episodic season. I think if we were to save Robin for season 3 for the full Alabasta arc as Miss All Sunday, it would work a lot better than Robin being in season 2. Just giving us Chopper and letting us love these characters a little bit longer.
Yeah, you don't get Robin's background story until much later after she's been introduced and joined with the crew. Vivi, is a character that she comes early, but she's her part is only as important as long as Alabasta is going on. She doesn't really matter in the long run. And Robin,
did I cut out there?
No. Don't think so.
I just feel like Robin doesn't get her due until much later after she's been introduced and on the crew.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Is let's focus on Vivi and Chopper then, instead of letting Robin come into this season.
Which I hope they do, because the whole thing about Robin was she was the first crew member that's external, and she joins passively. She's with the crew for a while. She communicates with them, leaves, comes back, blah blah blah, and then that's how all the crewmates sort of join over time. So I don't think, I agree. I don't think they need to focus too much on her, particularly in the early seasons. Just let that be passively built up, and instead do character focused on particularly Vivi, and more importantly than anyone else, Karu, because.
I'm not saying oh man, cut Robin out of the whole story entirely, get her out of here. I'm saying if don't make her a big fucking focus because everyone's frothing at the mouth for Robin. I'm saying
that's what I'm saying.
Show her off
bring
or
her
something.
In. Bring her in full
Simp
guns
daddy
blazing,
status.
and then just take her away.
You're talking about Simp Daddy status when you're slurping your mouth over here talking about Thriller Bark, your most hated arc. Stop, Fritz. I can call you out real time now.
I can hate on it. I have every right to hate on it.
What's your most hated?
Not my president.
Cody?
You can hate Thriller Bark, but you can't be all haha, Simp Daddy, when you're the one slobbing your mic being no, Robin's tight.
It's just funny. It's
savage.
Oh man, I wish Lucas was here because we were just talking about the live action, and I was like, I wanted to spit, and then I got brought in here.
Why do you think he left?
Because he's like, oh, Cody's coming in here to give some hot takes. I can't handle this.
I can probably tell you that he's busy. He's at his mom's.
And now Josh was like, "Oh, Cody's really spitting hot takes. I gotta get out of here." He's like,
disagreeable.
All right. I think they ruined Belmare entirely. Her character is completely squandered in the live action. They took out her one meaningful panel.
That's what I said.
What's your least favorite arc in the whole story?
Like out of One Piece in a whole, or
as a whole? A whole. That's a
whole. Davy backfight.
Yeah, that's fair. That's completely fair.
Is it though?
I had to really think about it because I was like, damn. I do not like Orange Town. I do not like Syrup Village. I do not like Wrong Ling Long Land. But probably Davy back fight. But I mean, like, I do respect the Davy back fight because I think it's setting up for like maybe like it's showing that a devil fruit power that strong utilized by the wrong person is still scary, and it's scarier to think, what if someone really smart got a hold of that power?
Yeah. I completely agree.
Everyone knows my fucking teaser. Everyone knows my agenda with Blackbeard.
Yeah, it's a bit like the whole arc's a bit like kind of Pokemon Indigo League vibe. It's just some wacky adventure on some weird fucking island. But yeah. But yeah, other than that, sorry, what were you saying about Belmere?
So like in
balls.
First off, it's a minor nitpick, but in the manga and anime of the One Piece, Belmare has a haircut known as the strong woman haircut. It's where you only leave the top of your hair on and the sides are shaved to show that you don't care what other people or anyone thinks about you. When we have a live action that has stayed true to the character designs and concepts of this, and we don't get the strong woman haircut, it makes me wonder, like, why? Yeah. I turn into Kevin Copeland and I'm like, why?
It's definitely like a strange thing to leave out when it's such an easy thing to put in.
Second off was when Arlong came to storm the house, and if you guys remember in the manga, Belmare has this fucking panel where when Arlong comes to the door, she tackles Arlong, puts her knees on his shoulder, and puts the barrel of the gun in his mouth. That manga panel is like one of my favorite fucking things from that, because Belmare was it, and it showed that like a strong Marine would never cower in the face of this, or would never like falter. It just like set up the Marines as like, yo, this is kind of sick, and they took that away from her for what? Like, she still died, she still got killed in front of Nami, and it's like, why would you remove like this? Belmare doesn't get to shine. Belmare is like in and out of this arc. We're not gonna see her ever again or ever to be brought up, and she fucking, I don't know.
And normally,
Crownless King, I can expect an actress to shave her head for like less than 5 scenes. I'm a One Piece fan.
They would normally push a strong female role in a narrative, like in one of these kind of shows anyway. Like, why? That's something like, why would they skip it? I agree with you.
Yeah, it's just pointless, like, and unnecessary, like. There's contracts involved, you know. I'm guessing there's a reason why Emily Rudd was wearing a wig for a few scenes. Like,
I get that.
Like, they were filming other stuff.
Like I said, that's a minor nitpick, but like the major one was having that panel taken out, because Belmare is like one of the strongest female characters that we have. One of the only few strong female characters.
Not anymore. She got
but you know what I mean? Like, that's her moment, though. Like, that's her moment to stand up to a fishman, to not show fear, to protect her children, and to be the mother that they never had and needed. And it just really was like, why would you take this one thing this one character has and ruin it? It just made no sense to me.
The only strong female role they had in that entire part was how cold Nami could be to the rest of everybody else.
And Alvida. Yeah. Let's not forget Alvida.
I'm excited to see her return.
Oh,
I've seen some. There's some transformative pieces, like coverage pieces that I've seen, where she's gonna look really good for her second role on there. After she's had the fruit.
Nice.
Yeah, she's going to the gym. That's for sure.
I don't know, man. Alvida was kind of looking pretty bad beforehand. I wouldn't mind taking her to Coney Island, right on the cyclone. You know what I'm saying?
Who's slurping in the mic now, boys?
Taking over Coney Island, you mean? Like, fuck. Shit.
Irrational hate for Nami could turn non-fans sour, so they give all of the strong Arlong stuff to Nami. But I mean, like, that's Nami's mom, so why not let Nami's mom look strong? Like, what the fuck?
Like,
Yeah,
there's also
real.
something I've said. Listen, he's not an important character per se, but I just feel weird about the whole killing off Mary when in the manga he's still alive.
Yeah,
I actually really like that though.
Yeah,
it was,
he got fucked.
like, as a One Piece fan who's been faked out by the will of P so many times, I was like, oh, he's fine. He'll get back up. And they throw him down a well, and I was like,
no,
he's fine, right?
It's just kind of gonna get up. Like, he's not moving, dudes.
Are they trying to make it so? Are they trying to make the going mare mean more because the dude actually died, like an Avenger situation? Like that's how they avenge it?
I think it's their version of foreshadowing for the Mary.
I remember just thinking, like, seeing Zoro slip down after those flashbacks and thinking, like, damn, the actor for Mary must be getting the bag right now because Zoro keeps falling back down.
Imagine the actor was so annoying that they said, kill you off. It'll be easier. That would be savage. That would be savage.
They're on set and he's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, and the director's like, hold up. You're
Take 48.
The death was supposed to be a lot like sweet. He's supposed to have a final moment. He was like, no, you pissed me off. He was like, you didn't get my coffee, and like maybe just chops him up and throws him down the well instead. Like,
yeah.
8 times. Human resources all over it.
But Cody, I do understand the whole bear mare thing. I do understand. I just think it's one of those things that there's some details. One Piece is so massive. It's not I think it's simple as that. They didn't think of it being as big as a detail for them.
It's like one of the major things. It's like one of the 2 major things I have a problem with the live action. And like I said, if I came out of the 8 episodes with only having 2 major things like that be wrong with it, like, that's a really good live action.
Are they gonna stick, Cody? Do you think they're gonna stick to their 8 episode scheme? Like, you think that's what they're gonna reorder? Are we gonna get a better or a longer episode count for season 2?
I think I've had this really cool idea. Me and my mom just finished Dorohedoro, and that's a Netflix anime. They did 12 episodes of it, and then a bunch of like the hidden chapters and cover stories and additional art that the artist put into the canon. They couldn't adapt to full episodes, so what they did was they made an OVA stretched of a bunch of other like little snippets and stories of like 5-minute stories. I think that what Netflix could do is they could do like a special 1-hour episode of the cover stories of where everyone's meeting up, like an introduction episode or whatever. Kind of like how after every One Piece arc, we get like to see what's happening in the world, like post Enies Lobby or post Alabasta, or like, how like we take the moment to pull the curtain back and see the rest of the world. I think we'll do like an episode like that to see how the world has reacted to Luffy becoming a giant pirate and all this. And then we'll go back into like maybe a 10 or 12 episode format. I think 8 was because they had to cut Loketown, if I'm remembering right. And they had an additional 2 episodes they were going to put out with it. So I think if they're going to do another season, it'll either be 10 or 12, and then we're going to get like an episode of like cover stories and the rest of the One Piece world reacting to everything.
I hope the longer the better, in my opinion.
My hopes are is that they don't go like the stereotypical, I don't know, when they get another season and they do another season, usually like Netflix or Hulu, they'll follow through and they might give you those 8 episode count again, but hardly ever do you get like more than that. Like they did that shit to The Witcher 3 seasons in a row, didn't they? They give you the 8 episode count, or am I
no,
wrong?
I get that.
Like it's just what they order. It's typically
as a fan of The Witcher, I don't like talking about The Witcher Netflix series, but I hear you.
It's tricky because
I liked the first season and they kind of got lost with it.
There's like a lot of people involved with the series, and you've got like with Game of Thrones, D fucking were like, no, we don't want to do it anymore. And
if you guys like Henry Cavill, though,
you're talking about Dick and Douchebag? Yeah, I know.
Damn.
Henry Cavill is playing new Highlander.
That'd be
I heard about that.
That'd be all right.
So
really,
I was gonna say, oh yeah, sorry.
I want the Warhammer.
I want a Warhammer movie so bad. If we were to do like a Space Marine journey where they have to go and save some Ultramarines from orcs, and we got to see this huge fucking, like they did it in a Dune style way where we got to see the whole fucking world of Warhammer 40k, I would nut so hard.
like slow-mo war scenes in the sand.
Dude, like I'd seen like all the orcs and all of their armies and wow, and like think of the special effects we got with Dune, like Lord of the Rings, like army-esque style, where we see all the orcs and all their machine. Oh,
man, that really did turn into something special there, didn't it?
Sorry, I just.
It's good, bro. I mean, that's what I want to see. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah, no, if 40k got a fucking expensive thing, but we were going on Dick and Douchebag.
Yeah, I was gonna say about the live action stuff. Considering these Blue Arc are in the manga are the ones with the least amount of chapters compared to the story. I do feel like we're going higher than 8 episodes because it's easy for these Blue Arcs where 20 chapters, 30 chapters max per island. We get at a certain point we're getting to minimum 50 chapters for small ones. You know what I mean? So I don't see them doing that with 8 episodes.
Asks, would you rather see Jamie Lee Curtis as Kureha or Danny DeVito as Beiji? And that's really hard because I didn't even think Danny DeVito as Beiji, but could you fucking imagine? Hey, Luffy, what are you doing here? We got a big old plan. Anyway, I started blasting.
I can see it.
You know
what? I want Jamie Lee Curtis because since she's a big One Piece fan, she knows how to deliver Korea.
Is she though?
My God, but Danny fucking DeVito.
Is she though?
Who?
I'm telling you, no. Danny DeVito is better set for Chopper, man. Seriously, that'd be hilarious. Like,
Bro, a better cast. Jack Black as Queen.
Yeah.
What up, John?
Yeah, he's nice. Or you know what? Jack Black as Ivankov.
Okay, you sold me on that one.
Yo, Jack Black as Ivankov. I want Jack Black as Ivankov, and I want Lil Nas X to play Izzo.
Oh, fuck.
That would be sick. That would be so sick. Like,
yeah, Jack Black as everyone.
Jack Black as everyone.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy as everyone.
Jack Black as Panda Man because he played Poe in Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah.
The Jack Black piece is real.
Of course.
All you have to do is dream.
Honestly, I'm gonna say this: the one I don't know because of how his character is, and we know he's supposed to be an American, and we have a much range of known actor as
Frankie.
Americans in the mainstream. Frankie, yeah. It's very interesting to know who will play Frankie. I still say this.
Jim Carrey.
It has to be someone but it has to be someone who gives you the Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator vibe because I do feel like he likes to play around with that every time with Frankie.
Jim Carrey won't
Jim
do
Carrey.
The Rock.
He wouldn't do it.
Yeah, Dwayne Johnson would make a good Frankie.
No, he would stop that. We don't need. I want Frankie, not Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
If Dwayne the Rock Johnson gets in any more shit that I like, I'll either show up on his doorstep.
And Dwayne the Rock Johnson doesn't play a fucking character. He shows up and he's like, "Hey, what's this character? Oh, he's now Dwayne the Rock Johnson."
Yeah. Also,
can you smell what the Rock is cooking?
I think he's probably the worst actor that we've had in a generation.
And also, guys, remember 2 years ago when they found out that in the contract of The Rock, it says that whenever role he plays, he has to win any fight he's in.
Well, he ruined Black Adam.
What a pussy.
He ruined Black Adam.
You just ruined my life.
I think he's one of the worst actors we've had in like generations.
Yeah, taking L as Black Adam. What a fucking L. Fucking L, Dwayne Rock Johnson. L for having Henry Cavill show up and wanting to beat up Superman. L.
What about Jason Momoa as Kaido? If we could age him.
Yeah, he would be good. He would be great for.
That's another actor that can stick to his own genres.
I want Chris. Who's the guy who plays Thor? I want
Chris Evans.
I want Chris Hemsworth to play Broggy and like one of the giants, and then I want like the guy who played Loki to play the other giant, Broggy or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I want the two giants to be Thor and Loki, and I think it'd be really cool if like they did like Fat Thor as Broggy. Like
who invited this guy?
You did.
Oh. Okay.
If you don't watch it out, I'm not gonna give you credits to play blackjack again.
No. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. This guy's getting robbed. Like, definitely.
Wait, I was. It's actually quite interesting because I've been.
No. Dwayne Johnson would be Kuma, right? Because.
Yeah.
No.
It's because then he couldn't say a word. Yeah.
Guys, you know what? If he would accept Jim Carrey, I know a character. He would be perfect for Caesar Clown. He would be perfect for Caesar Clown.
Yes.
He would be perfect for Caesar Clown. If he would accept One Piece. Mannerism, everything. Oh yeah, he's just.
You know what I'm really excited for is like I know we keep naming out like A-list actors and celebrities and such, but like a really big shout out to like Netflix finding this hidden talent that they found, like Taz Skylar, Jacob, Inaki, Emily Rudd. I've only heard of Emily Rudd from fucking Fear Street, and that was because my sister wanted to watch a scary movie, and I was like, oh, this is okay. Like this shit, these actors, the way they're pulling shit off, this is like unheard of. We all know that like live actions normally like just fail, but like shout out to the actors and actresses and the team behind it for like really bringing this shit to life.
Change now. Yeah, completely.
Shout out to the tier list of hags they put out there for sure.
No, but it's true. It's like it's commendable what they did. Think about it.
It's definitely commendable. Yeah, completely. The work that must have gone into finding like
the next person to make a live action is probably sweating right now.
Yeah, they're like,
Key and Peele as Dorian Broggy. How do you guys feel about Key and Peele as Dorian Broggy?
That I could get behind. Yeah.
For real.
That would be fucking amazing.
Honestly, yeah. You
Who
know
would
what?
Snoop play?
If Snoop Dogg's not playing Chopper, I don't want it.
That's fucking.
You know who's
Luffy? I got
these. Diamante.
I just healed y'all for shears.
Hey yo, Luffy, you take these balls, put them in your mouth. You know what it's about. Get it all up in there. Feel it all up in there.
Bro.
But
Snoop Dogg
Cody, think about this. Imagine Snoop Dogg, Diamante. I could see it.
As Brooke.
The skinny attire, the curly hair. What how he's seen in the flashback. What he gives as well in the flashback.
Childish Gambino as Basil Hawkins.
I don't know.
It's different, but yeah, like that would be interesting to be honest. Anything like
he's gonna have to dye his hair, that's for sure.
No, he wouldn't. He just.
And I mean, the actor's hair will have to change. He does have blonde, long hair. If I'm not mistaken.
We're just changing everything.
No. Basil Hawkins, I could see being like a Jared Leto sort of thing.
Oh, Jared Leto, yes, I can see something like that. The style of hair, yeah.
Someone wet,
not
sort of like
fan.
a wet.
Not a fan.
Cody.
Yeah, I'm not a fan either. Like,
not a fan. There's like so many.
So Kozuki Odin. Who are we gonna have play Kozuki Odin? I think there's only one real person in this world.
Norris, I'm guessing. Like,
no,
yeah, it has to be like.
I don't think he has the energy.
It has to be this like Hercules-like character because that's a bit, the whole.
You gotta have someone with a bunch of energy, a bunch of charisma. Someone who's always got a smile on his face.
Someone who's
also Japanese. Also Japanese,
Also big ass cock.
He has to be.
Doesn't need to be Japanese. No, Odin's gotta be this long-haired, amazing man from Missouri who's 27. I think.
What the fuck?
He has to be buff though.
The BDE.
Yeah, no, I got a couple years before they get to Wano. It's okay.
The BDE is real, bro.
Coden.
Oh my god, we're changing the last arc name right now, boys. Coden.
Tyler
the Creator as NL. I fucking dig it.
No.
Hey, yo, I hit you with lightning. Who would you guys have play NL's Four Priests?
I don't know. I was just thinking about like Emu and shit like that.
Jack Black.
Oh yeah, who are you gonna have play Emu? Who's playing Emu, guys?
Me.
Akainu would be like Dolph. Is it Dolph Lundgren? Is that his name? The one who's like massive head. Like,
I want oh my god, I want Han Solo to play Kizaru. I don't remember what the guy who plays Han Solo, but
he's too old though.
Harrison Ford.
Yeah, I want Harrison Ford. Kizaru's old.
Yeah.
Quit acting like these admirals are like in their 20s. They're like almost 60.
He's not that old, the actor.
Jack Saki, shout out to the chat. I just joined a couple minutes ago. Literally, the first thing I heard was, "Hey, yo, Luffy, put these balls in your mouth." And I'm still trying to figure out what that meant.
Damn.
Yeah, Harrison Ford. The only person he's playing at his age is Kureha, man. I'm not fucking joking. I don't know how old you think he is.
Kizaru's old. Like, quit acting like he's not. These motherfuckers are almost 60.
He's what?
These motherfuckers are old.
Exactly.
Okay,
He looks like he's in 20s.
You're saying 50's old?
Yes.
Okay.
Harrison Ford's like in his 80s.
By God, he's still 80. He's still doing shit. Whatever.
He does do shit actually, right?
Yeah, he CGI's a younger version of his face on it every time.
To play
oh my God!
Yes.
You know what? Fine, we'll get Vin Diesel to play fucking Saint J. Garcia.
God, no.
We'll be fine.
Family.
Motherfuckers won't be acting like these motherfuckers.
He pulls up like he pulls up in a car, like for his first scene, like just like handbrake turns with a car, and everyone's like, "What is that?" And he just gets out of the car, and, like doesn't even acknowledge it.
It's family,
bro.
like Vin Diesel sees Luffy and Ace, and he like shows up to Marineford. Like instead of Shanks, this is for family.
Yeah, this is family.
He's Whitebeard. He's gonna be Whitebeard.
Yeah, Vin Diesel has Whitebeard.
Yes, Vin Diesel has Whitebeard.
Riddick, like.
That's actually so big brain. Could you fucking Vin Diesel's also a big D&D nerd as well. I could actually see this.
Really?
Vin Diesel did a whole one shot for with Critical Role for his movie The Last Witch Hunter, and he's been playing D&D since he was 13. He went on a huge interview about it, but I love Vin Diesel, and I think if we were to get him cast, Whitebeard would actually be like hidden gem role. That would be sick.
No way.
That's a wild. That's hard for me to believe.
I know, that's crazy. The D and Diesel stands for D&D. Who knew? Like, the will of D&D.
Will of family.
Will of family. That fits the character so well.
He's gonna in Marineford. He's gonna say family over 343 times.
Listen, if he says family, at least family will be the most said word instead of dream. I feel like I'm in a Minecraft SMP watching the One Piece live action for real. Dream. Who would
you cast as like the Gorosei? Well, like not all of them, just a couple of them at least.
For Samurai Gandhi, I would cast Anthony Fantano.
Oh.
Music's busiest internet nerd. I think he would fit Samurai Gandhi's role perfectly.
I'm not sure. Like that seems like a distinct. I don't know who I'd choose for that. Like,
look up Anthony Fantano and look up Samurai Gandhi side by side, and just
yeah, obviously identical. Like,
it really is when you really look at it. It's fuck. It's
what's the dude who does like the American MasterChef, like and stuff like that? The bald guy,
Roarden Gamzee.
No. That he's
Bobby
English,
Flay?
like.
No. That's Gordon Ramsay. Ramsay is British. Like
Oh,
Gordon Gamzee is English.
Yeah, Gordon.
Hey, are you thinking that, or are you thinking about the Iron Chef?
Maybe the Iron Chef. He's a bold dude, and he's like way melodramatic. Like
Guy Fieri like as Frankie.
Yeah. It might it might be Guy Fieri. Like
no, Guy Fieri as Frankie. He's American. He's loud. He's brash. Loves cola. I think Guy Fieri is like the hidden actor pick. Y'all were like, let's bring Cody in. He's got some takes, and y'all are not ready for this.
No. I'm just you've got me thinking as well. You've got me like brainstorming about like who some of the like actors would be perfect for. But the characters are just so weird. Like Bon Clay is like such a unique character.
Matt Damon,
Jim Carrey,
Channing Tatum,
yeah,
Matt Damon,
Channing Tatum,
Matt Damon. Bon Clay. Yeah, maybe the dude who plays in the new Harry Potter movies would do a good Bon Clay. I know
Daniel Radcliffe actually would be a really good Bon Clay. IMO, if you guys watched him. No. The Weird Al biography really like solidified him back as like an actor to me. He also did Now You See Me Too, and he was really good in that.
Wait. You can't just skim over that Weird Al biography detail. Like you got to expand.
Oh, Daniel Radcliffe played Weird Al in a Weird Al it was a parody on an autobiography. So Weird Al wrote a parody of his own autobiography for a script for a movie and had Daniel Radcliffe play as young Weird Al Yankovic. And it was really, really good. I highly suggest if you haven't seen it, I would go watch it.
From
Daniel
Harry
Radcliffe.
Potter to Weird Al. That's quite.
He also did Now You See Me Too. Like he was the bad guy in that. He was like the
yeah.
So I mean, he is an actor, and I think if he wanted to like go all out there and really remove everything and just be like, I'm an actor first and foremost, Bon Clay, Daniel Radcliffe, I think if you watch his other works, he could pull it off very well.
Maybe. He's good as like a dark character, and like Sin City he was like real creepy, and even though he's all like silhouetted.
Beyonce can't play Boa. I'm sorry, Beyonce. Boa Hancock has to be played by a weirdo because Boa's almost 30, flirting with a child. Luffy 17.
Yeah.
One Piece fans, quit being weird.
He has the mind of a 7-year-old, to be honest.
Who? But talking about Now You See Me Too, who would you put Jesse Eisenberg as in One Piece?
Jesse Eisenberg has to play. Oh my god, no, I've thought about this before. Hold on. It's in Whole Cake Island. I want Jesse Eisenberg to play as one of Sanji's brothers. I think that would be super fucking good to see. Like Jesse Eisenberg when he was in Zack Snyder's cut as Lex Luthor. Jesse Eisenberg is like a villain. Is so fucking good and arrogant. Like it's.
Yeah, like
I think him as one of Sanji's brothers would be good.
Technical arrogance though, like he's like got all the technical expertise with it as well. So yeah, I completely agree. That is such a heavy shout. Like, what about Sylvester Stallone? Where are we putting him?
Sylvester Stallone as Mad Monk Rouge.
Adrian, nah, not a Rouge. Rouge is too like Eastern for that.
You guys can't go quiet every time I'm quiet. I know I'm good for filling up the dead air, but like,
I thought that like you all just got blasted by the Death Star or something. I was like, what the fuck just happened? Yeah, so not a Rouge, but it would be for Sylvester Stallone, Adrian. I've got to go someone like maybe even Kaido, man, like one of the numbers.
Sylvester Stallone, Senor Pink. That's it. That's it.
Outfit and everything.
Yes.
Dude, I hope they're watching and taking notes because we're just doing that job for them.
I honestly like we're the green room right now, and I feel like this is scab work because we're giving them ideas. These are $1 million ideas, and we're just giving it to them.
What about Timothy Chalamet as Law?
Oh, I would rather see if we had to do Pretty Boys. Now we're actually serious. Hold on. I think I would want to see Timothy Chalamet actually play like Apu or Basil Hawkins or One of the other supernovas.
You want to see Timothée Chalamet play a poo? You make me want to throw up.
Yeah, Timothée Chalamet as a poo, because if you watch Timothée Chalamet as Willy Wonka, I think he would be able to play that arrogant, crazy.
Cody, you're a genius. You're actually a fucking genius, like a scientific freak of nature.
I've been, this is why you guys brought me in. You brought me in for hot takes and great takes, and I'm full of both.
Yeah, it's so true. Well, you've got one to at least. So,
Wano's the best arc in One Piece.
Can somebody mod this guy out of the conversation?
Fuck you off, Hyde. You've already banned me once.
Ban him again.
Yeah, Fritz, just pull us out with the Matrix whenever you're ready. But yeah, I do want to do a quick couple more. Is there any other, like Christian Bale, Heath Ledger? I want to know the big actors and like see if they fit. Like Christian Bale's a bit of a serious one, I guess, but he would make a sick like what's his name? Carew not Carew, the dude from Revolutionary Armies, the Crow guy.
Jack Black as Queen.
I said that.
Fucking sick. Oh, fair.
You said Jack Black as everyone. You can't just be all like, I said that when you said everyone.
The first thing I said is Jack Black as Queen, but nobody heard me.
Oh, well, damn. And let's shout out to Josh. Jack Black as Queen. I think that would work out really well.
I think so too. And like Kyle is like one of his like side men.
Kyle can be a poo.
Yeah.
That'll be the foreshadowing.
Just the good stuff. Yeah, there's some the girls like the girls are an interesting one as well. Like you said about Beyonce. Beyonce's a hard one to place. Rihanna would be a good Black Maria probably.
Heath Ledger can play Brooke now. Wow, Crownless. That's a really good comment. Thank you for that.
Who wrote that? Who wrote that?
Crownless King in chat says Heath Ledger can play Brooke now.
Ha! That's fucked.
Fucking.
That's fucked up.
Deep, dude.
Hey, Crownless King, do you know why British people can't play chess? It's because they don't have a queen.
Oh god.
Whoa.
Damn. Too
Hey,
soon.
Crownless, what's the similar thing between dark humor and food? Not everyone gets it.
Y'all got me fucked.
I lagged out. I missed that one. What was that? I missed that one.
What's the same thing between food and dark humor? Not everyone gets it.
Oh my god.
I have a new casting, guys. St. Carlos played by Cody. SSG Cody specifically.
Damn.
Best casting, I think.
I've got one.
SSJ hate.
SSJ hate. Higuma of the Bandits as Cody, because it's already done and gone, so we don't have to come back to it. We can just gaslight the writers into saying I was already there.
Have you got has any of you got a Vivi or a or a Boa or any of the princesses?
Yeah,
no,
Vivi
I trust them.
Yeah, Vivi has to be an indie actor.
An indie actor, did you say? Oh, India.
Yeah. No, India. I mean, not known. Not
yeah.
Okay, India. Okay, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if they do it, they'll probably use like black actors and actresses, right? Because it's Egypt.
No,
Yeah,
they'll miss the mark on that one for sure.
Yeah.
Gal Gadot.
And you all heard what I said about Vivi. Vivi's person, like even in her childhood,
God.
she seems to be way too pale to be from Alabasta.
Sorry,
you know what I mean? I said like Vivi's one of those people. Like it's just weird how pale she is.
Yeah,
when you know about the heat
all day long.
Another tragic princess with a missing mother.
It's true.
I mean,
where is she?
I mean, who's not missing a mother in the world of One Piece? You know what I mean?
It's so true. That's true.
It's like
Big Mom's kids aren't.
yeah. I don't know about. Ask Lola about that and those other characters. No.
Yeah, a blue-haired white Egyptian girl. Gotcha.
I think it's funny that like the first mom that survived through Oda like killing them, you know, Belmare, all the other moms that got murked in One Piece so that kids could go on adventures. The first mom we meet is big mom. 10 out of 10, Oda. You're really crushing it.
The biggest and the fattest win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Kokoro.
Man, that might actually be true. Like, one of the first main mums that we see, if not the first. I mean, Carmel wasn't even a legit mum.
Oh, Makino, but I mean, is Makino really a good mom and she hooked up with Shanks? Oh, no!
But I would say this. Actually, we might have a good one. Korea, in some shape or form, was the most sub mom to Chopper.
Yeah.
And let him go to his adventure even.
Crocodile being the mom to Luffy?
No.
You know, talking about the live action, let's talk about how we all saw Crocodile in episode 1, right? Like we all are aware of this.
As a woman,
it's a reveal for sure.
So
secret.
Yeah, Josh, how do you feel about woman Crocodile?
Yeah, I don't say he's not a woman, but not Luffy's mother.
It is Luffy's mom. Mama Dial is real.
No, that.
I've seen Cody dressed as a woman, but I don't think he's my mum. You know what I mean?
I'm not your mom. You called me mommy when I was pegging you. Stop it, Hyde.
All right.
Oh my god.
All right. I'll tell you what, fellas.
Listen, man.
It's been real and it's been fun.
We're gonna leave on that note, are we, Fritz?
Yeah, I think we'll leave on that note, guys, because that was some crazy.
Did we make it to the right time? Did we make it 2 hours?
Yeah, we're good. SSJ
Oh, we're
Cody,
good.
love you being here, dude. Plug your Twitch, bro. So send it out there.
Yeah, guys. What was today? Saturday. I play D&D every Thursday with my group. We have 2 Lunarians, a Kung Fu Dugon, a Paladin of Conquest, and a Cyborg, and they're out doing One Piece things. I'm the DM. We play every 7:30 Eastern time. I would love to tell you what the crew's doing, but the crew's doing nothing except running around in circles. So it's happening.
Sounds like TLA D&D.
But I just gave Lucas the Devil Fruit Madness No Me mythical model Daedric Prince Shea Gorath. So if you guys want to find out what that Devil Fruit's all about or what hijinks they're going to be getting into, be sure to catch me live on Twitch at SSJ Cody. Find me on TikTok to see my more hot One Piece takes, Dragon Ball takes, Jujutsu Kaisen takes. I talk about it all. And be sure to catch me on the Last Arc Discord, Last Arc YouTube channel. These guys are the best people you guys can see, review, and watch anime and have discussions with. Seriously, thank you guys for pulling me in here. I had a blast talking to y'all.
Coming.
I'll come anytime you ask me to, Hyde.
You
know
also
that.
link that in the going live on the server?
I only did promo. I don't know where going live is. I'm not the guy who plugs. I just go, hey.
That's all good.
Can you plug me then, in that case, if you're not the guy that plugs?
I'm going to peg you if you don't stop.
Okay.
We got the
Susan upstairs.
The Q piece is real.
Yes, Q piece is real, guys. I want to thank everyone who popped in, Dak, all the people we saw in the chat. New names, old names, we appreciate it. We hope we had a great talk. Lucas obviously was taken away by Emu, but he was very happy to be among us, you know. You could find him on Straw Hat Lucas on TikTok and also on YouTube on the Last Arc. And we also have Dead here with his channel, Dead Cushy. Check it out because there's some
views too. Mad views,
but also there's some spicy stuff and stuff. I'll tell you guys that if you're up to date with One Piece and you're excited for the next few chapters, just check out Denden's videos. There's some very good theories to check out.
Thank you very much. That's very kind of you.
Just the truth.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure doing business with everyone this evening, and hopefully I'll see you all again soon. And Fritz, thank you for holding tight and like doing all the streaming stuff.
It's all good.
If anyone has any requests or anything, just let us know in the server. You know how like it's all standard bullshit basically, like kiss your mum, stroke a cat. If anyone's got any last words, fire them off now, and then Fritz, you can sign us up.
It's been real, it's been fun, and it's even been real fun. And we'll catch you next time on the TLA.
Peace, 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 peace.